Hello, how are you? I'm just going to, well, Teresa's not here today. She said she was traveling for the day, right? There was something about it that she said. And I'm going to just like send a quick email with the what I need you to, well, or maybe I can just like share here, right? Because I have not shared the the worksheet for today. Hello, Tara.
Hello. So did you want everybody to unmute for VIP? What would you like that to look like? There you go, ladies. Welcome.
This is open mic now. Everybody's allowed to chime in.
How'd you guys like that session? Wasn't that awesome? I didn't even realize you could do that in so many different areas.
Yeah, it is actually exponential. The more you get into it, the more you learn that you can do. And I have had like so many friends of mine in the industry who have pivoted like their audience and the kind of work. And then just as you go, you just find something new that you can be doing. And the one thing that is always the same is how rewarding it is. That's the one thing that is always the same. It's extremely rewarding. But the nuances to it and the choices that you have and the way that you can like be creative about the way you're going to serve your audience is, I don't know how many different things you can choose from. It's limitless.
Hey, Lisa, you know, a question came up in the chat for the other thread. And it was, will we be able to do a staff training with this course? So I guess meaning this week. I thought that was an interesting question as you were going down your list.
Yes, absolutely. But like when you say staff training, the thing is I have to know what staff and what training, right?
Right, yeah.
But like you can absolutely train staff with the content that you will have, provided that the staff needs that content. But what is interesting about it is that there is always a way to introduce the content and help people regardless of the industry, just by like maybe tweaking a thing here or there so that it's meaningful to them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so but like a framework.
Yeah, the answer is yes, but it depends on the audience and like what training it would be. Like, yes, after this, you can go ahead and train them on personal presence, but you cannot train them on cooking skills.
Right. Yeah, well, exactly. And it depends on what kind of retail industry, right? Like I'd imagine. So if it's a higher class place, they probably have a different company culture than like Reebok, for example, or you know what I mean?
Yes, yeah. But then what comes in is, even if they are like very different levels of retail, the content is the same. The difference is, instead of using, for instance, instead of using a t-shirt to explain something, I'm going to be using a suit, but the theory behind is the same. The communication is like, it's the same, but it's as if you were speaking everyday English or corporate like language, right? But the idea behind it is exactly the same. It doesn't change. Right. I am just like kind of worried that Marianne is not here. I don't know if we maybe.
I will go message her.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Then we are really good to go. Well, so before I show you what we have to do together today, Lisa, I'm so happy that you're here. So happy. Lisa was with Teresa in the Style Up to Step Up and then Dress to Express. And now she's here in the Proverbs 31 Woman Challenge, right? Yeah. And I just wanted you to share real quick, like, what was it like learning about the field now that we're talking about the career?
What's going on?
You, Lisa, yes.
This is mom life 2021, right? My daughter made a fort under my desk one day while I was doing a live session. You just get used to it. Hi, sweetheart.
I'm surprised he has on pants. Normally he has on his little box.
How did you like it? What do you feel now that you know the much that you can do?
I think that I guess I had thought I knew quite a bit about like fashion and what it would be to be a stylist, but I learned a lot from you. So I really enjoyed the last course, and I think I'm in a transition period myself. And so wanting to make some changes to be more approachable and maybe sometimes a little bit more mesmerizing, or what's the other word? To be more persuasive, I guess is the word. So
Good.
And I have to give a shout out to Lacey. The reason why we're wearing the same glasses, only different colors, is she was gracious and loving enough to share with me her secret of where she got her glasses. So thank you.
And they look great on you, by the way. We are now glasses twins.
Yes.
Tara, what about you? How was it? What did you think of all of these possibilities? Was that new to you, or you already had an idea about what was possible?
Some of them were new. The hard part now is trying to narrow down. It's a narrow down because earlier when I was studying fashion in college, I connected very well with men, right? I worked in retail and they were lost and they were trying to buy gifts. And so I would say, tell me a little bit about the recipient, tell me about the lady that you're purchasing for. And they would give me these nuggets and I would immediately go and get whatever. And lo and behold, they would come back and say with the lady, and she would be like, oh my gosh, I love the gift and da 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 da, So I really connect well. And my husband, I have been dressing him ever since we met. My husband, just a little background, he's a West Point grad. And so he's a product of military high school as well, right? And so he is in the military. And although he is a very outgoing person, and when he leaves the uniform, he doesn't want to look like he's in the uniform. But what he didn't know was that you still look like, because of his demeanor. So I've been kind of styling him ever since we met. I said, I think I need to pick you out a new outfit. And he said, well, you got 15 minutes. I did it in 8 minutes from top to bottom. And so now he has a variety in his wardrobe, whereas when we first met, he didn't own a ball cap or a pair of sneakers or shorts, right? I was like, you can't go to the ball game with the blazer on. So I can relate to what you were saying about the transition. So, but he's always taught to put your best foot forward, which was great. But there's moments where you can relax a little bit. And so when he was trying to transition out of the military, often he was told that you look like the executive. And I told him, I said, well, you always be who you are, but you have to understand, you need to interview with the person that's making the moves. You don't need to interview with people in khaki pants and a polo shirt, right? So you need to start sending your interest straight to the top, because that's how you dress. I said, people are not going to hire you when you're sharper dressed than them,
So let me ask you this, what we're gonna do, you have a file that I just shared with you in our chat. You can download it, right? And this is going to guide you, and this is how I'm going to help you. We're going to follow that together. But then you seemed a little reluctant when you said that you related to men a lot. Is that something that you would not want to do anymore, or it's something that you would be okay doing?
Well, I like women too, but because of my business, I pivoted last year. So I've taken a step back from the wedding industry a lot because of COVID. And so I switch gears or whatever. So I do like working with women in the ministry standpoint, but as far as like a business model, I think I would do best with men because they're not like women. Women is like, oh, well, we're going to go over here. We're going to go over here. We're going over here. You know, they're indecisive, but men, they will take your opinion or your advice and they will run with it, right? And they're ready to spend.
Yeah,
They
this
don't
is it.
like
So
wasting
things
time.
about men are important to think when you decide to work with men. Men take longer to look for you, but once they like you, they hire you in a heartbeat. They're not going to be thinking, oh, maybe not now, but they may take, like, you have to marinate them for longer, but once you get them to the frying pan, they're ready.
Exactly. And they don't want to waste any time. You know, they
Yes,
want to
and
get in.
they are there, and they will do
Right.
what you say, and they will pay, and they will refer you, right? So
Right.
men is actually a very good audience, right? It is, like I said, like the positioning for you to get a man as a client may be harder because they are not aware of their needs. So your communication has got to be more with everyone. Actually, it has to be about the end result. It has to be about what they're going to get in the end. They don't want to know, oh, is she going to do color analysis? No, they want you to help them look the part, period. The tools you're going to need, the tools you're going to use are for you to decide and for you to show him how much you know, right? With a woman, however, she is more knowledgeable about the process and she has expectations about it. But she comes to you because she knows what she wants. So this audience is different to that sense, right? Lisa, just 1 second. Something that I want you to keep in mind right now is, regardless of the audience that you decide right now as we go and discuss all of this, this is not marriage. This is not like you have to live with this audience forever. You can work with a certain audience for a season. And then after you're done with that season, you can decide to offer like the same services to a different audience, okay? But you need some time length, right? Really to show your path to your audience and to have them connect with you, right? So don't be afraid to say, I want this audience, because you're gonna have time to decide to change once you're out there. But when you start, you have to have that in mind so that everything you do goes towards that goal, okay? Lisa, what was your question?
I've known women who have no idea really what their style is and really need help. And that seems to me like that might be a difficult client initially initially you need to help them get to kind of having an idea of what their style might be, because you don't want to put on them what you think would look good on them, right? So that to me seems like maybe a lot of ambiguity there initially, and how to draw that out to get them to establish a style or what.
This is why you have a path in the process, right? When you start working with a client, you do not go to the second service before like really having finished the first one. Mm-hmm. And the very first one, in the way that we're going to work is always getting to know your client as best as possible, right? And you're only going to be able to offer solutions when you know that those solutions will actually work. The biggest mistakes many image consultants and stylists make is that they take it for granted that the people want a certain thing. And then you will deliver that result, and the client will pull it off for a month or so. And then the moment they are not in your like maintenance anymore, they have changed it totally. They're not doing that anymore because it did not resonate with them for real. Okay, so it is it's key that before you start offering color, fit, style, or any outfit choices, whatever, you know your client. So that's when the anamnesis come into. You have like a lengthy questionnaire. You're going to be asking questions even about like how much money are you planning to invest in this project, or what are the places you go to on vacation? Where did you last travel? You have to get to know your client really well and then move on. So the questions that we shared in the main session, they are super important, but they're just a few. They're just a few. What I want you to think about is every detail that makes the client that you want to serve relate to you and want to have you as their professional. They want to hire you because you are so perfect for them that it's a no-brainer. They're not going to even waste time shopping around because you just speak to their hearts. Okay? So did you have a chance to click on the link and open it? Okay, you have like, I didn't even count how many questions I added here, okay? But I'm confident that these questions will add to more questions as you start thinking about it, right? So first thing is, your life, your day-to-day thing, right? Who is it easy for you to love and serve? Who are the people who, when they have a problem, you're ready to help? That when the phone rings, you go like, oh my goodness, I cannot not help this person. What kind of people make it easy for you to love them? Because it's just like natural, it flows.
Are you asking us now?
Yes, I want to brainstorm that with you. Maybe we're not gonna have time to really like do one by one. You see that like there isn't time for those many, but I want you to at least have a very good idea about how to answer these questions.
I think like you, Christian women, but I've worked in corporate America, so I understand it. And if I was going to combine kind of my faith, that could be a little bit more difficult in a corporate environment, I think. Or I think I'm interested potentially with the Holy Chick.
Great,
with that too.
great, amazing. But you know what? It is not that difficult. Because the Christian women in the corporate world, they dress and behave in a different way than the other women. So if you can speak to their hearts, you may be the only one speaking to their hearts. And it's
Amen.
not difficult. It is actually easier because you know the two worlds very well. You know how to speak to someone who is in corporate, and you know how to speak to someone who is a Christian. Right? If you just think, and this is like what I mentioned in the main session, if I go online to talk about my business, to introduce myself, there is no way that I will not mention God at a certain point in my speech. It's just in me, right? So just by doing that, I will naturally set aside those people who do not like that I'm talking about God.
And that's fine. That's not your people.
Exactly, exactly. So a while ago, I was in my mentoring group with my graduates, and one of them was like, oh, I have this mailing list, but people are like unsubscribing. And I was like, yes. She was like, what do you mean? And I was like, yes, if people are subscribing, you're not going to waste your time speaking to people who don't want your service. And if you think about like tools that you have to have, the mailing list is one of the tools you have to pay by the number. If you have a large number of people in your list and they're not good prospect clients, it's much better that they are out than that you're just nurturing people who will never become your clients. So if you speak your language, you will attract the people that will speak the same language. And then when you are with them in their bedroom, checking what clothes they will toss, what clothes they will keep, what clothes they will donate, it's just so easy for you to do that. It's just so easy. Whereas if it's some people that you do not speak the same language, that you have to be just like, oh, I can't say this, I can't say that, oh no, this person, I cannot. It's so bad. I had a client before I really decided to go with my heart and have my Christian love list. I had a client that she was Jewish. And I have to say that I have lots of friends who are Jewish, lots of friends. But like with that client, I felt like I had to be like minding my words around her, because I didn't want her to disconnect from me during the process. So the whole time I was with her, helping her, I was not being natural. I was not being myself. What I know from that is that just because I was not being myself, she did not get the best service from me. She did not. Because the best that I have to offer is when I can be myself, is when I can have like a God around me, when I can say things that relate to my faith, when I am not worried about maybe making a joke that will offend someone because I don't know that culture, right? So it is just, it makes your life much easier, right? So that part that I was talking about, the social media, I want you to look at those images. I will share them in the group, but you will also have it in the VIP platform when I share it with you with all the recordings. You have to look at where you are, because social media is here, right? I don't know if you love it. I don't. But that's my office.
I hate it.
Yeah, but social media is my office, right? So when I look at it, I just go like, okay, so of the possible office that I can have, what is the office that I want to be in? I look at that first. Second, I go and I check who are the people who are going to that office space. And then, yes, okay, my audience is here, my audience is not here. Okay, so if my audience is not here, maybe I should better rent a different office space. And I go into the other social media and I see how they behave there. And if that audience pleases me, and then I go like, okay, do I like this office space? Well, maybe not as much. Can I learn to love it? Maybe I can, because my audience is there. So you have to know who you want to serve, where they are, and you have to have your office rented in that space. Okay, so instead of paying hundreds and like perhaps like in New York, thousands of dollars a month to have your office space, your payment is, I don't like it, but I'm doing it because it's for my business to grow. I'm doing it to become a better professional. I'm doing it to be in the market and really change, like to transform lives through my gift of image consulting.
Can I speak to that really quick too, Lisi?
Sure.
So for those of you who don't know me, Lisi knows me. I'm here helping her with one of my businesses, but another one, I have an interior design studio. And for like 3 years, I felt like I've just wasted a lot of hours in social media because I felt it was not free flowing for me. It was not easy for me. And then it occurred to me, once our business was built up a little bit, I was able to then pay somebody who was that part of the body, who loves social media, who really wears that hat well. And I hated it too, Tara. But it was like, once your business starts flowing, there are people that are that part of the body and that you can bring into your team to help you be in that office space. It's like hiring a receptionist if you had a brick and mortar, right? So I just wanted to kind of speak to that, because from my interior design business, it really gave me a lot of freedom and a lot of peace to have somebody who loves doing that portion.
That is true. That is true. You had a question, Tara, right?
Yes. Back to one of the things that you had posted in the other group, it was, are you an outgoing person or like the center of attention or whatever? So how does that coincide?
Social media?
So whether you're introvert, extrovert, like, so does that play a part in who your client will be, or if you're a massive audience or intimate?
It plays a part in how you're going to present yourself, where you're going to present yourself, what you're going to be doing, what your decisions business-wise will be, okay? If you are more reserved and you are more introverted, you're not a person who will probably want to be out there like giving training to, I don't know how many people at the same time. You will prefer to be in a more reserved space with fewer people, or even like one-on-one, okay? But then like, I'm gonna take your question and translate that to what office space and how we're going to behave in your office space, social media speaking. And it is, many people come to me and like me, and I share that a lot. So I hope you have checked out my social media. If you have not, do so, because I am a great example of what not to do. Okay. I just don't follow through because I really don't like it, okay? But I have learned things that help me do it. I don't like to be there, like some people, especially those who prefer to take the styling route, they like to show their outfits. They like to be there, and they have, I don't know if they have a studio at home or what, but they have like the most amazing pictures. To me, I read that as they're not working. They have time to be taking so many pictures a day. They don't have like clients. They're just there posing for the pictures, right? So that's the way I translated that to me. But I do not like expose my life or myself on social media that much. There is a little bit of an exposition that you have to have, because people connect with people. You wouldn't have come here, you wouldn't have joined this challenge, you wouldn't have met me if you didn't see the face behind the name. If I had just posted random pictures inviting you to join, you would think that's just like maybe a company and you wouldn't relate to. The moment that I go there, I show who I am, this is when you connect it. Because my business is people to people. I am a person and I want to know you as a person. If, however, I had a business where I'm serving companies and I'm serving the corporate world, I don't have to be showing my face. No, I don't have to be showing my face. If you have a business where you're serving men, well, all of the examples that you're going to be sharing are about men. Why are you going to be posing and showing yourself? You're most likely going to have a post here or there of you like toasting and celebrating, of you, your husband and your children, of you in your backyard, like just enjoying life, of you like, because you have to show that there is life behind that. This is why it's called social media, because it is for you to socialize. It is for you to show your human side. So you do not have to do that on a daily basis, but you do have to do it. But then you already do it, because if you didn't do it, you wouldn't be here. Everything that we are doing, the way we met, the way we got to know each other, the way you joined it, it was by means of the internet, social media alone. So the much that you have to do for your business to thrive is what you are already doing. You just have to pivot it to a business approach, just that. Did I answer your question? Mm-hmm. That's true. That is true. So let's do something here. Because I really want to give you the most value of this session. I want to give you 2 minutes to go through this worksheet, read the questions, and then I want you to come back to me with like the 2 questions or 1 question that you go like, okay, I need help here. Because if I go one by one, we're going to be like forever here talking about it, right? And I want to really honor your time and help you the most. So go through, find 1 or 2 questions that you really think you need help with. And I hope you ask me a question about 1 question that I have in mind. I'm like looking forward to hearing that 1 question.
Hmm. Where did I put that?
Okay. Do you have it already? Or you're still reading? This. Okay, let's go. Fire up. Tell me.
Oh, me?
The 3 of you.
I had, what are their fears?
Same here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really? So why do you think this question is important? Of course, that when we talk about what are their fears, we're not talking about snakes. We're not talking about nightmares. We're talking about like what keeps them up at night regarding their image, the way they present themselves, and how it is maybe preventing them from getting the most out of their jobs. They are like a new business venture, or of their relationship, or maybe finding someone.
So like if it was a man, are they taking me seriously? Do I appear powerful? Am I a leader? That type of,
Can I take up a higher role looking the way I look? Can I climb like the corporate ladder? Am I going to get that promotion, right? Or will they think that I am prepared and ready for that role? Do I look like someone who's knowledgeable? But these are like some questions. It doesn't have to be the questions that your who would be asking or would be afraid of. Like women, for instance, they are afraid that they will not fit their bikini. They're afraid that they will never find heels that are comfortable. They fear that people will not welcome them if they don't dress the part. They fear that they may never find their better half because they're not pretty. This is the biggest fear for women. Women fear that because of their appearance, that because they don't look like the mainstream media shows the beautiful woman, that they're not going to have as many chances. And we have
a different issue.
I'm sorry?
I said, I have a flip issue on that. I have been told that I'm intimidating.
But this is not how beautiful you are. This is about your posture. It's about how you are.
No, just in general, just in talking and everything.
Yeah.
Even if I never open my mouth, you know, I've been told that people, I have, my husband said if it wasn't for social media, he would have never approached me on the outside.
And I
For fear of
totally get it.
rejection.
I totally get it. Like I have shared my story with my Dress to Express love list, and it's like the way you protect yourself. You can use image as a shield or a sword. Your personal image is a shield or a sword. When you use it as a shield, you hide behind it. When you use it as a sword, you fight with it. You go like to war with it, right? Yeah. So we have sometimes to help people find balance. But I do see that as like there's always two sides, right? It can be like someone who's super confident, or it can be someone who's super insecure. And it's just like having that wall for protection. And this is why when you have like your initial conversation with your client, it's so important that you connect, because then they will not even say that. You will feel if that is them being confident or if that is them being insecure.
All right, I have similar questions, like what makes them laugh? Who is loving them well? What makes them cry? What's my whose name? Are you using those questions to trigger our, to generate a list of possible clients? Is that
not a possible client? It is your perfect ideal client, the one that makes your heart beat fast, the one that when you go online, when you write a post, when you speak about what you do, you have that person in mind. Oh, how I want to serve that person.
So creating a persona or
exactly
a group of women that
exactly. Of course that there will be no such person who will fill in every item, like, and then you go like, okay, no, you do not laugh with the things that I just thought that I wanted my persona to laugh, so you're not my client. No, it's not like that. But you have to understand, like, for instance, my people love to watch Friends. Like, that's a TV show that everybody that I relate to, like my people, they love to watch Friends. If they have never watched it, they will watch it and they will laugh. Right? So this is my audience when you talk about laughing, right? And Noelle is laughing.
Yes,
so
I noticed you use Monica celebrating when
yes.
I got the welcome to VIP email.
Exactly. That's it. That's her. So and I love that you asked the name thing, right? So in the beginning, I had chosen my, like, you can call it so many different ways. You can call it your who, you can call it your persona, you can call it your avatar, you can call it your ideal client. I don't care what you call it. I just care that you find it. You have to know who this is, right? There was a time that my ideal client was a real client. I actually started niching down after having had her. And I'll tell you why she was my ideal client. She had been my student when I was an English teacher, right? So I knew her really well already. She was a Christian. Back then, that was not in my list though. But then she is a Christian. And when I started working with her, I could help her. And this is why she was my ideal client. She became my ideal client. After working with her, she became my ideal client, and I wanted more clients like her. She started with like the regular image consultation. She saw how much that helped her. And then she hired me for going shopping. We went shopping together. After going shopping, I did her closet. Actually, it was like a very unusual situation because I already lived here. She was in Brazil and she did not live that close to where I was staying. And I had a client to see the same day. So I went to see a client in the morning. She picked me up at lunch. She drove me to her house. We had lunch together. We had wine together. We started working in her closet and I slept over. That part of the deal was not like part of my dream client, but it tells me how much connection there was with her and how comfortable and confident she was in me, right? So after that, it didn't stop there. After having gone through the whole process, she hired me again to do her closet. So she started, she loved it, she hired me for a different service, and then she hired them again to repeat a third the personal shopping. Okay, so she hired me again, but we didn't stop there. In our conversation during the process, I learned that she wanted to have breast augmentation and that she was not happy about her face and she was thinking of having Botox. Who did she trust? Me. So I called the doctors. I made the appointments. I went with her to the appointment. When she was speaking to the doctor to have her Botox, I was with her. And when she went to have her pre-appointment to have the breast augmentation, I was with her. After that, she came back to me. We went shopping again. She got new clothes for her new boobs. And like, so this is why she became my ideal client. This is why back then she became my avatar. So it may happen that now you will list things. Oh, so let me just finish. So because of that, my avatar was called Mary because her name is Marilyn. And then I just named my avatar Mary because every time that I thought of her, I remembered. So this is the person that is my client. Where does she go? What does she eat? Is she married? Is she single? So she was single. She had her own business. She was extremely successful. She was a Christian. Faith was a like first thing in her life. She had like a brother that she loved dear that was always around her. She was very close to her parents, even though they didn't live near. All of those like pieces and bits of information helped me communicate my message and find more people like her. That made it easier for me to be happy doing my thing and to connect with people. As time went by, and then now I have a new audience, right? What is the name of my audience now? You should know.
Proverbs 31 women.
Lovely. You are all my lovelies, remember?
Okay.
Because my ideal client is a lovely woman that you may very well translate as a Proverb 31 woman. But the way that I feel that I love to be around my avatar, my ideal client, is because she is lovely. So the name thing makes it easier for you to go back to all of the characteristics of that person and make sure that you are actually connecting with the right audience. This is why it's important to name your avatar, your who, your persona, whatever you will call it. Yeah, Isabel, I agree. It helps build community and identity, 100%. Yeah. Does it make sense to you? Does that like click? Marianne, you've been so quiet. I want to hear you.
Yeah, for different reasons. But I was thinking that the prophetic really means a lot to me. And I do have a person right now that I consider actually, yeah. Anyway, I invited her into the group. Anyway, I don't know if she's my idol in the long run. I don't know. But I love so much a poster I saw once many years ago with a ballet girl, and it says, "He does not see you only the way you are right now, but also as you're going to be. and I love that. So one of my business names that I was thinking of, and I did a little group of it, is also called Into Creation, because I love the whole creation thing, and also that God sees us, the prophetic over our lives. So that is something that that somebody open to their destiny, open to their prophetic calling, whether it's in business or it's just a personal life. That is something that I will love a lot to. I mean, that is something that really gets me excited, I could say.
That's great. I just want to understand better. Like, are you
Yeah.
planning to have like your business name be Into Creation?
I already had it for a long time, and then I also had the Beautiful Academy in because I was cosmetic educated. So I think the Beautiful was kind of the perfect thing. But Into Creation, I mean, maybe they can play together. I don't know. I'm just saying this is a name that I loved a lot because I love the idea that I love the idea that God is thinking of us in the future. I mean, sometimes we get prophetic words, sometimes we get a glimpse of something, but especially to take us from where we are kind of miserable, brokenhearted, and this, and to raise us up to something that He already planned for us to be, and
Okay,
including.
so I will invite you to maybe, because like what I feel is missing when you say that is from what Into Creation. Okay, but when I think of Into, okay, so that's Into, but then like where am I coming from? I miss the origin. Like if you're talking about style, image, or anything, you're taking people from one point into another, which would be creation. So that's one thing.
Yeah, I
And
understand.
then the second thing would be how, in the way that you find the word, you're going to make people read that and think of image, style, consulting, right? Put it together.
Okay, so I don't mean that it has to be the name of it. It's just that I was just saying that I was fond of that that sentence because I like the process, and I like that that God takes what is looks broken or original and make it into something that He has a plan for our lives. So I think
He's the potter. So maybe Potter's house or something like that. Because he is.
Listen, actually, I love a lot to even think about names by night. So the Beautiful, that was in Danish for my cosmetic clinic. I mean, I really like, it's like giving birth, giving birth to something very important. So I love a lot to, and I can create a lot of names that gets me very, very excited. So if I see a person and I mean, I tap into the prophetic, but I also tap into different things. I mean, I think I'm what do you call it, visual? I'm very much with pictures since I grew up. Anyway, so I find it very exciting and interesting so if it was a business, I would find it very interesting and exciting to help them create a perfect name that has the prophetic perspective, but also something that sounds good, something that looks good, and these things. So is the essence of this is that I find it very exciting when you can see God's miracle by knowing, speaking and knowing the prophetic over the life, in many ways, in their identity and in their appearance and in their the possibilities for the future, whether it's business or whether it's being a mom or being this or that. So
Okay, so,
so I'm just
let's do something here. Let's not jump ahead too fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah okay.
Right now, what I want you to do is,
Yeah.
I want you to take this list of questions, really like think about those questions, right? And from those questions, like really have like, this is the kind of person that I want to serve, right? And if there is like a question or another that you go like, I don't know, I don't know that I really have to worry about this, don't stop. Just like go to the end and do the next one, and like you will go live in the group. That's like VIP homework, okay? So you go live.
So I thought that we had the PDF or something somewhere, but because I think I didn't get I only got 2 of the final 5, Christian, that you asked also, because I think there were 2 parts. So I'm not sure I got the last 3, but I can listen to the video again, but that's why I don't have them here.
This material that I'm talking about right now, I'm telling you in a minute what I will do. Hold a second. So first, you will go in the group and you will say, oh, this is it. I'm doing my VIP homework. And my client, my ideal client, my avatar, my is and his name is such and such. Okay.
Okay.
This is what you will do. That's your big homework. To help you with that, because you are VIPs, to help you with that, I'm gonna have a group on Messenger where you can text each other and help each other. Like if you are in doubt, so what do you think? I'm thinking about this question. You can talk about it, okay? It's your group for you to discuss, for you to make it happen together. In that group, I will share again this file. So you will have it like for you in that group, in case you do not have it now, but I will also email you this. You will have it in your email, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Oh, don't worry, you will have it either in the email or there in the group, and you will be able to talk more about it, okay? You will choose your ideal client. But like I said in the beginning, if you realize in 1 month or so that you're actually more in love with someone else, it is okay, right? But you do have to know who you are in love with now to choose that audience, to begin thinking about your next steps. Because if you don't know who this person is, it's very hard for you to start walking. How are you going? Okay, I'm going to visit a friend. Okay, what friend is that? I don't know. How are you going to go there? Right? You have to know who you want to visit to start driving, to start walking, to start going towards that person, right? This is number 1 thing. And listen to me again. This is the one thing that most consultants only learn after they have like done wrong so many times, after they have tried to just serve everyone, and then they realize they are tired, overwhelmed, and not really successful. So by doing so, you are like having like the best head start for your career that I could give you. This is extremely important for in a year from now, we will talk about that and we'll go like, okay, this is it. This is it. I am successful. I'm happy. It's working. And that's because I knew from the beginning what I was doing. Okay. So what's your homework?
To complete this checklist, answer all those questions.
And
identify your ideal client.
And
name her.
You have to share that in the group.
Sure.
I know. You have to go.
Share in the group.
Because if you don't do it, I don't know. Okay. So you go there, you tag me, right? You tag me. Huh?
Is it in the
and there's a VIP group on Facebook?
No. You're sharing the main group. The VIP group is for you to discuss.
Okay.
Okay, so share
in the Proverbs 31 woman Facebook group.
With hashtag day 3, right? So you can.
Yeah, no, it's day 2. VIP.
We
Day
start-
2 VIP homework.
Yes.
Day 2 VIP homework.
Right.
Day 2 VIP homework, and that's the ideal client.
Yeah.
All right. And so what was the homework? How does that differ from what we had to do in the other one?
Look at
Just
the questions
answer.
you have. Look at the questions you have.
Okay.
Like
It was like 5, I think, right?
the details that you have now to really like the difference is with the information that we had before, you can have an idea of who you will serve. With the details that you have now, you can start talking to that person today, and you can start like saying that you are an image consultant today because you know who you're speaking to.
And so since we're sharing this in the main group, I'm thinking you probably don't want us to list out all the questions, but to summarize them. Is that what you're
Yeah, no, it's a video. So like, because it's a video, yeah, you just go like, so this is my client. I've gone through these questions, right? And because of these questions, now I know that my client is like this, and that. I will find my client in on Instagram or on Facebook, blah, 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 and her name is such. Okay. All right.
God. And we got to do this by tomorrow.
I'm sorry.
We have to do this by tomorrow.
Okay. You should, but I understand. Tomorrow our session is going to be more heart-centered, so you will like not have any hard homework to do. It's going to be much easier, right? It's going to speak to your heart instead. The thing about like doing the homework by today, by tomorrow, by Thursday, whatever, is like if you do it by tomorrow, you are in the spinning wheel for the giveaway, right?
Well, I want to win the essence.
Yes. This is the kind of action taken. This is the Proverbs 31 woman that I'm in love with.
Yes, I want the whole program. So I'm like, okay.
Amen, sister. I'm loving it.
Leaving for it.
Amazing. And just like a quick reminder, this recording will be yours as well. Okay. So once we are done with the week, you will have this to go back to anytime you want. Okay. How did it go? Was it good?
So how do we get one-on-one sessions with you? Like, how do we go about just beyond this, just going straight to the gusto, just one-on-one with you, blah, blah, blah. Because
Okay.
I'm like, I really am all over the place and I don't want to take up other people's time talking about it.
No problems. Okay. So we can like one-on-ones you can get with me. Well, we are actually going to have the VIPs are going to get one full an entry for 1 full hour with me. Okay. So
Okay.
one of you will get 1 full hour with me regardless. You can have one-on-one hours with me. I can send you my link to my website for that. You can decide to like have the training and just learn like with the group. I strongly suggest that you do that. That's the best path to do. But like if you want to speak to me in private, just call me and I will like explain to you everything you want to know. Like just let me know how I can help you and I will definitely help you.
Okay.
Okay. That's when my heart gets happy. My lovelies. Now you know why I call you my lovelies. And I think it will be more meaningful to you that you are my lovely. I will see you tomorrow. Okay. But I'm looking forward to seeing you all presenting your homework in the group, sharing your takeaways and all of that. And like, because you're here, you have to show how much you have learned, right? So really make me proud when you make this video. Good.
Okay.
Love you. Have a beautiful and blessed rest of day. And I'll see you tomorrow. Beijo.